Mr. B and Mrs. B brain dump. Awesome. Oh yeah. Like the boss. Awesome. Like the boss. Oh yeah. Awesome. Like the boss.
Right, hello and welcome to the Brain Dump, and yes, it's another video about the MT09 and a bit of maintenance, a bit of adjustment, and in this case it's the front suspension. No surprise there, you're probably thinking. Okay, so out of the crate then, I found my suspension to be really soft, and also on further investigation, the rebound extremely bouncy, which causes you to bounce up and down along the road. Now we don't want that, do we? So this video is about how to sort that out. Okay, now the adjustments that I make are for me, and if you're not sure or you want some assistance from someone on how to set your suspension up, then go and see them. Okay, I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself, but if you're not sure or you want someone to do it professionally, then go ahead. But it is a fairly simple thing, and it's all about adjust, check, ride, see how you feel, adjust, check, ride, until you find what works for you. Okay, everyone's a different weight, different size, different build, so and your riding style as well. Okay, now obviously we're not setting up the suspension for the track, because we're not riding on the track, we're riding on the road, aren't we? So we're going to make sure that we can cope with all bumps and all sorts of things that you'd expect to find in normal driving, and there are birds everywhere. What's going on? Right, anyway, never mind. Okay, so we're going to do just the front suspension in this one. Okay, I'll cover the rear suspension in another video soonish. I'm waiting for a special tool to be delivered before I can do too much with that, so I'll do it all in one go there. Right, so this is just the front shocks, and it's the stop there. Bouncy, bouncy. Okay, right. I'm going to move the main camera down so you can see the shocks in a bit. But these are the bad boys that we need to worry about. We've got one each side of the forks for your what they call preload, which is how much pressure is on the spring at any time, okay, whilst it stood still. So the more preload, the more you wind it down, the harder it gets to push the front down. Okay, see that? Okay, there's terrible rebound on this at the moment, but that's how it was out of the crate. Okay, so we need to fix it. So preload is how much the shocks come back up once you hit a bump. Okay, and the idea is you don't want them bouncing up off the ground, otherwise it will be hopping too far away from the surface of the road after a bump, and it will also bounce up and down too hard, and it will judder, and again it will cause a different kind of bounce that will mean you lose a little bit of traction too. So it's just about getting it right. So let's crack on and sort that out, and I'll try and demonstrate when I'll move that camera down and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. Right, so let's change the point of view here, I think. So you can see that nut there, and let's just crank this over there, I think. Right, so not on an angle there. Hopefully you can see all that, and let's move it down actually. Move it down to there. So now you can see the suspension, and hopefully a bit of me too. Okay, so at the moment we're on factory settings. Okay, factory settings. So let's find out what factory settings are. Now, essentially, factory settings, they normally rest them in the middle. Okay. Now, at the moment, my preload is not hard enough, so I'm going to wind it down. Now again, this is all about ride, check and repeat until you're happy with your settings. Okay, check and adjust, check and adjust. So I've found that I need to wind this down 2 notches on the front. Okay, now let me just get you up close so you can see the notches that I'm on about. So there we go, that's right in close now. So you can see that there are notches. There's one at the top there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just see the 7th one there. So I need to wind it down, okay, for me, down to showing not 7 but 5, so it's just like the 5th one's where it is now, okay, and that's preload. The top screw here, okay, is rebound, and we'll come to that in a minute, but let's do the preload first. Right, let's put you back over there a sec. So for that, we want a 14mm spanner, okay, and turn it that way round, okay, and not that way when you're winding it, so that you don't slip off, okay, get a better grip. So we're winding down, and we want to wind it down 2 notches. So got my finger on top of the spanner just to keep it on top of the nut, so we don't slip off and scratch our tank or any part of the bodywork. Okay, I'm just winding it down. Hope I'm not getting in the way too much of this shot, but you know. There we go. So we're looking for 5. Let's see, we'll come down to the next notch. We've got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's that easy. Alright. Now of course you need to do exactly the same on the other side. Alright. And let's just bring you over a second so you can see there's no smoke and mirrors. There's the other side there, hopefully you can just pick that up. Okay, and we're winding this one down to 5 as well. Same thing, finger on top. Wind it down to 5. Wish the birds would go away. Check that's equal both sides. Count the rings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That's our preload. Okay. So that's our preload done. Now what I'm going to show you. Hopefully you can see me now. What I want to show you now, let's just move that around. So what I want to show you now is the rebound. Now the rebound is how far the fork bounces back up when you hit a bump. Now I hope I'll move you down one more level, I think, so you can see this properly when I get on and just show you. The first thing I'm going to do is show you with, if you like, maximum bounce back. Okay. At the moment, actually, I'll just show you factory settings. Let's just show you factory settings a minute. Now, what I'm going to do, you might want to get someone to help you do this. Just move this camera so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Hopefully, you can see all that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand in front of the bike. Now, get someone to help you. Okay, if you're not sure, or you just don't feel comfortable doing this. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the front brake in, and you're going to bounce the bike down. And what you're looking for is for the shock to go down and compress and then come up and stop where it started. If it overshoots and bounces, then you need to move your preload, your rebound to the point where it stops it bouncing past the point of compression, okay, which stops you bouncing down the road. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so lift the bike up, front brake in, okay, you can see that. I'm just going to pull the bike towards me, okay. Okay, can you see that? And this is factory settings, by the way. Okay, I have adjusted the preload, so it's harder for me to pull down. Okay, this is how I want it. But watch it on the rebound when it comes back up. It goes past the point that it is now. See that? Bounces. And that's factory settings. So if you're wondering why you're bouncing down the road, that's why. Okay, I'm just pulling down on it, and it's bouncing back up past the point on its own and bouncing twice. So let's fix that, shall we? Okay. Now we want a close-up again, don't we? So for this we want a screwdriver. Here is the screwdriver. And we just use this camera to quickly get you in close. There is our preload. Now you'll notice there's not one on this side, okay? This side does it all. Right, okay, so it's screwdriver down in. Now on these there'll be a click, and if the birds could be quiet for a minute, you'll hear the clicks, okay? Now a good way to test how many clicks there are to find the midpoint, you just wind it all the way out and then wind it all the way back in and count the clicks. So I'm going to wind out. Hopefully you can hear these clicks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, 7 and a bit. So it's 7 clicks out, so if it's factory settings it should be 14 clicks. Cool, maths. Right, so back in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I wish those birds would shut up. 14. There we go, 14 in a bit. Okay, so we've wound it right down now. Okay, so that would mean that we'll have maximum rebound. So let's go out to 14 and show you at its worst. So I'll just wind it all the way back out. Okay, that's like mental rebound. So let's see that now in action. Right. So this is maximum rebound now. Okay. So it should bounce up and down like goodness well. Okay. I think we've got a good shot there. So are we ready? And bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Okay, that's just bouncing on its own, it's not me doing it. Yeah, and that's no good, is it? Imagine that if you're riding down the road and it was bouncing like that. It'd be like on one of those old buggy type carriages or something. So that's no good. I'm trying to emulate that bounce back. Alright, it should just come back to the point where it was. That's the ideal optimum. So they say, and that's how it feels to me. So we need to wind it down then. So I'm going to wind it down. Now 7 was in the middle, so let's wind it down to. Let's wind it down 10. I'll just show you as well. I'm going to wind it down 10. Alright, so that's 3 more than the factory settings. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, put you back down there. And let's see how that is. Okay, ready? Not as bad. It's still bouncing. It's still bouncing more than I would like. Not as much. But there's still rebounding, so let's do it some more. In fact, let's just wind it all the way down, okay? Maximum 2, 3, 4. That's the maximum. Yeah. There. Right. Try that. Well, that's as good as it's going to get to sit on the bike. Alright. Okay. I'm quite happy with that, but what I'm going to do, because I want to test it. Okay, just screwdriver. Sorry for the weird camera. I'm just going to one click out. There. Okay. So that's like 13 in now. And what I'll do is I'll go and test that now, see what I think, and see if it really does need to be wound all the way in. Okay. Right. Let's put you back up there. That's the suspension. So yeah, give that a try. Right. That's how to adjust your front forks on an MT09. A little explanation of what preload and rebound is. Hope that helps. And give it a try if you've got bouncy suspension. try just winding it down a little bit, harden it up and stop that rebound. If you're getting a lot of bouncing as you're going down the road, then you know, add some preload as well. Okay, like I say, if you're not sure, uncertain, don't want to do it on your own, then obviously get a professional to do it, or someone that knows what they know what they're doing. And it's best done as well if you're actually sat on the bike. But you know, it is what it is. I'm here on my own, so I'm doing it myself. DIY, like a boss. Right, okay, that's it then. So thanks for watching. Any questions, put them down below. And there we go. So thanks for watching. Don't forget, ride safe, get a gun, shoot birds, and ride invisible. Alright, see you on the next one. Cheers, bye.
Mr. B and Mrs. B, brain dump. Awesome. Oh yeah, like a boss. Awesome, like a boss. Oh yeah, awesome, like a boss.